and welcome to another episode of the Kim Congdon Takeover. I'm your host, Kim Congdon, here with myself, Kim Congdon. Fresh off of a Skankfest weekend. I am barely alive. I'm barely standing. I guess we could do a little Skankfest recap. We got into Skankfest. We fucked up. We really did. Skankfest starts Thursday. It's every Thursday through Sunday. Thursday's the pre-party, and then the rest of the festival is Friday through Sunday. And we came in on a Wednesday for Kill Tony. It was my birthday, and in my head, I was like, I kind of want to go to that because everybody that I know will be at Kill Tony on Wednesday, and we will be alone in Austin on my birthday, and it'll just be depressing. So we might as well go one day early. Big mistake. Hold on, let me pause. I need my coffee. Yeah, it was a big mistake. We shouldn't have gone in on Wednesday. We got drunk as fuck at Kill Tony. He was doing a show at what theater was it? The something theater. I don't know. You know these theaters, they all have weird names. They're like the Cream Cheese Theater or whatever the fuck it was. But the show was really fun, and we ended up drinking way too much. And then by the time Thursday hit, I was already hungover. I had already stayed up too late. I had a show on Thursday, which was fun. And the pre-party was cool. Yeah, I did. We got fucked up. We did acid and some other stuff, Molly. And then we went and watched Insane Clown Posse, which I'll tell you right now, not what I expected. I didn't really know much about ICP. I've heard about it for years, and it kind of like, I thought it went much harder. It is exactly the description of like Legion of Skanks in general. You think it's going to be this like really offensive thing, and it's just like these nice guys having fun. And that's kind of what Insane Clown Posse, they're just like kind of, the music is fun. I like the music. It was good. And then they're kind of just throwing like birthday streamers at you and like flashing lights. I guess I would describe it as less intense, but still scary. And that was cool. We watched that for a little while, and then I went heavy on the craps tables. I was doing good. This year. I was up and down, and then gambling it's really fun going to Skankfest and watching comedians start a gambling addiction, because comedians are such addicts. You could see them at the tables by the ATMs constantly doing like deals and bids by the money. You could tell which comics are there for the gambling and which are there for the free alcohol. It's a big difference. And that was really fun. And then on Friday, we had Kimfest, which was awesome. I got a sick fucking necklace from a fan who made me my own personalized Kimfest thing. We did a comedy mafia game. We did a comedy dating show. People fought for a chance to win a date with Sarah Weinshank. And then we did a Broad Topics reunion, which is really fun. The Broad Topics reunion was sick. There is like, Broad Topics is this podcast I used to do with Alex Scarlato, and it was so fucking funny. And I loved it so much. It was my favorite podcast ever, and it was hard after Alex got pregnant and I moved away, and we were trying to keep up with it, and it just became too difficult. So we did a reunion for that, and we have this fan, Ted Tremblay, who I think this was who it was. I hope I'm not confusing the fans, who sends like these fan fiction scripts, I would say, to the comments. And one of the Broad Topics episodes, we did a live reading of it. It was called Italian Sandwich. It was a script he wrote about me and Alex having a threesome with Chris from Brooklyn. And it was a really funny episode. And for the reunion, we'd had to write a Kimfest special script. And it ended up being really funny and great. So if you're listening, thank you so much for that. That was awesome. And then, yeah, dude, I don't know. And then Saturday I did spots. And then Sunday I did spots. And I did the goddamn comedy jam as Louis K, and that fucking rocked. And yeah, Skankfest was cool. Ari Shaffir did Kill Tony, and he shit on a stage. He took a bloody shit. Very, very funny, you guys. Really good, top tier stuff. And yeah, these guys just keep getting funnier and funnier every year. That's what I say. Every year they're just leveling up. And then what else happened? Legion of Skanks, a Bumpin' Mics. They did the Coke Magic show. I heard that was really fun. I missed that one. And then, I loved watching because Doug Stanhope had this beef with this New York comedian, Yamaneika Saunders. Everybody knows Yamaneika if you know comedy. And they got into it years and years ago on a podcast. I think Doug said something slightly racist and Yamaneika reacted. And they had beef for years, and they finally fought at Skankfest. They did the sock fight and ended up making out, and that was really funny. And what else happened? Fucking no drama. At one point, this is really funny. This dude comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, Lewis isn't doing well. Something's wrong." And I'm like, "Oh shit." This was after ICP. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he took something, but he's not doing well. He's in the back corner." And I'm like, "Oh shit. Lewis is tripping. He took bad drugs and he's obviously tripping and he needs help." So I'm trying to find him. I'm assuming at minimum, he's having a bad trip and needs a friend. At maximum, he took some weird shit and needs to go to the doctor, a hospital. So I'm like, okay, he probably is just tripping too hard and went too crazy on something. So I'm like looking for him. We don't see him. And I'm following the Skanks fan around, and I don't even hear him correctly. And by the time 10 minutes goes by, he says some other guy named Lewis's name. And I was like, oh, I gotta go. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I can't, like, I can't. I told security, but I was like, I also can't go on a search for a stranger during a festival. Like, so I told security that there was another Lewis that needed help, and that's it. But yeah, I think this year was crazy because it was the first year at Skankfest where I really felt that I was in my 30s. Like every year I'd be like, it should be 2 more days. It's not enough. And this year I was like, we should just do maybe Saturday. Like one's good. My knees hurt, my hips hurt, my feet hurt. I can't, they have a masseuse in the green room, and it's like I spend more money on the masseuse at this point than I do gambling. Like it's just, it hurts too much, but it was a blast. I'm really hoping they do a different venue next year. I feel like it's time for a fresh venue. And Vegas is just so skanky. It was so perfect for it for 3 years, but I do think that somewhere else would be sick. But besides that, it was a really good time. It was tiring because we just got back from Japan. And I know we did that one episode on Japan. I don't even remember it. I was drinking, but I guess, yeah, Japan fucking rocked. A little update on that. Go. If you've ever been thinking about it, just fucking go. It's the best. It's the cleanest. I will never, ever, ever, ever in my entire life stop talking about the egg salad sandwiches. I can't stop thinking about them. You can't make them here. I'm going to try and make Japanese bread. Maybe I'll do that as a bonus episode, but I really do want to make Japanese bread. Also, quick announcement. I am moving into my new place in 2 days. So this will be a few of the last of the Rogue podcasts. Hopefully I'll be having a more regular setup for the pod. I'm going to be bringing guests on. It's going to be really fun. I'm going to change the pace a little. And if you guys have any ideas for the podcast, make sure you leave them in the comments. Anything that you guys want to see or hear about. I guess we could, if you wanted to, we could talk about what's going on. I mean, everyone's talking about the Diddy thing, the baby oil. It's always shocks me when we bring up things that we've known for years. It's like, hasn't the Diddy, no man that changes his name that many times is innocent. He went from Puff to Daddy to P. Diddy to Puff Daddy to P to Duffy. I don't know what he did, but if you change your name that many times, you're trying to hide something. It's very weird. My boyfriend has 3 names, and I'm already suspicious. He gets one more, it's over. He has 3 nicknames, and that's more than enough for me, I think. What are you trying to hide, you know? Well, how many names do you need? Even worse than that, an adult who changes their name. Unless you got like diddled or something and you're trying to have a new life, I don't need you to tell me that you go by something new suddenly. It's too much. It's too much. I'll accept someone becoming trans before I accept a man changing his name from Bill to Michael. Like we're not doing it. It's so weird. And now your friends have to just call you a new name like they've never known you as the other name. It's so bizarre, dude. I'm not into it. What else? my 28-year-old male sister, 24, female, told me something very disturbing. She's a police officer. I visited her at her apartment and found her having a beer with some friends. They were all laughing, and when I asked them what it's about, my sister told me she hooked up with my best friend. This came as a huge shock since he is devoted to his girlfriend. I asked her how it happened, and she said she threatened to plant drugs at his place and frame him as a drug dealer if he didn't have sex with her. So he did. The next day, I talked to her when she was sober, and she confirmed that she did do that stuff. It just completely stumped me, and now I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how to process this information. How? What do I do? Yeah, your sister's a cop. I think raping is like part of the agenda. That's how she might have upped her rank. She might be a sheriff by now. That is what they're supposed to do, I think. They hold the power. They know the law. And she wanted to fuck your friend. I really want to know how much of it was him being like, she said she'd plant drugs on me. Like, I'm not victim blaming here. I know that it was technically rape and she raped this man, but like, how much of it was it him being like, I gotta do it. I gotta fuck my best friend's sister. She's forcing it on me, with like a side smirk. Because everybody in the comments gonna be like, it was rape, you should call the other police, but they're just gonna like, what, high five her? I mean, what do you want them to do? Yeah, there's no point reporting her. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'd also ask how the conversation why were they talking in the first place? Why were they in a position to be alone in the first place? That's what I want to know. Whenever something happens, that's like when someone comes up and tells me, oh, this person was talking shit about me. Why were they comfortable telling you? How could that even possibly come up in the first place? That's my first thought. Seems like it was already bound to happen with or without planting drugs. And I do think that maybe, I don't know, I'm just feeling like it was less like a coercion rape and more of like if you don't fuck me, I'll tell everyone you're on drugs. And then he was like, haha, oh, you will? And like slowly step towards her. That's kind of how I see it. Not like her being like, no, literally, I'll put you in jail. Like, wouldn't he just be like, no, that's like, couldn't he just be like, I didn't do that? Like, I just don't see. I hate to do it. I don't believe it. Let's see if anyone else agrees with me. Well, your sister's a psycho and needs to be stopped. If she's doing this shit to your friends, it's what she's doing to citizens every day at work. Dude, imagine if she was like a mass raper. Just a woman that was a mass raper. They had that one lady, that one cop that fucked like 7. This girl, she looked like she would have been, the girl that fucked the 5 male colleagues, she looked like she would have been in ROTC in high school. And you know those kids were fucking on anything they could sit on. Something about the band kids and the ROTC kids, I don't know what they were drinking. I don't know what was in their fucking juice, but those were the horniest kids ever. They have the sex drives of like a 33-year-old divorcee mom. Like, it's like they were ready to fuck. I was never that horny in high school. I don't think that I was. I wasn't like overly horny, but the band kids, they were like dry humping everywhere. You could really like, it was warm if you stood near them because you could feel the friction around their bodies. They were fucking disgusting. And this girl's got band kid ROTC face. It's a very horny face. You can see it from anywhere. She was ready to get fucked. I think that this guy, yeah, your sister's kind of a whore and your best friend, I think he gave in a little. Not to victim blame. Maybe it's bad. I don't know. But I'm not believing it. Uh-oh. I fucked my roommate and now I have feelings. Oh, no. Oh, no. Why would you do this? Old question 1019. I'm a 22-year-old female. My roommate is a 23-year-old male. We have a unique connection. While all our other roommates were away, we ended up cuddling every night. A few days ago, we slept together under the influence, and now I've developed feelings for him. I really dislike being in this situation. It's not awkward between us, but I hate that it feels secretive. I can't stand the thought of him bringing home another girl, and he doesn't want a relationship. Oh, no. Oh, should I tell him how I feel or suggest that we stop our physical relationship? I'm feeling really confused and need some guidance. What should I do? All right. This is going to be a tough one to hear. If he doesn't want a relationship and you have feelings for him, you need to cut it off first. Immediately. Don't even tell him you have feelings for him. Tell him that you're not into him and you're not feeling this. And then maybe you bring a guy around. This guy is going to be so shocked because he's going to expect you to want him that it's going to really pique his interest. That's how people are. As soon as you don't want someone, they want you back. I don't know what it is or why, but it's like, it feels like when you really, really want someone, you put out like a weird, desperate energy that's unattractive. And I'm telling you, in my experience, the best thing you could do, you're not even probably listening to my podcast, question 1019, but the best thing you could do is just pretend that you've moved on and want nothing to do with it and that you just want to be friends. You won't do it. What you will do is you'll hear advice like this from people to tell you to do that, and you'll go, that's what I should do. And you'll keep banging this guy, and then eventually you'll drunkenly say I love you to him, and he won't say it back, and you'll go up to your girlfriends and be like, I said I love you last night. He didn't say it. Then he's going to bring a girl home, and then it's going to be like this whole messy thing until you guys have to forcefully move apartments from each other, and then it's weird. Maybe a restraining order involved if you're Hispanic. But what you really should do is just ignore his ass, because then he'll want you. I'm telling you, he will. He will. And if he doesn't, he really don't want you, and then it don't matter. If there's any chance of him wanting you, ignore his ass right now. Dump his ass. And that goes for guys, too. If you're in a weird in and out thing with someone, you really like them, they don't really like you, cut it off. Watch out quickly. Go, hey, this has been really fun. I actually think I'm losing feelings for you. I would love to stay friends, but I think I have feelings for someone else. See how that goes. They already don't like you. What's there to lose? And I'm telling you, if they even have a little bit of liking you, you'll feel it. And if they don't, you won't, and you can move on better and quicker anyways. I think that's my advice. Let's see what people say. Let's see if I'm close at all with this. Be open with your feelings. This will either be a relationship or it will be nothing. Don't be open with your feelings. Lie. Listen to me. Lie. Don't tell him the truth. Don't tell him you have feelings for him. He doesn't want a relationship. He already told you. He told you he don't want that. Yeah, lie. Lie to men. Lie to them. They don't listen. They're dumb anyways. All right. You know what? Let's take a second from the podcast to talk about one of our sponsors. It's Mint Mobile. Shanks, I fucking hate getting ripped off. I don't like a scam. I don't like a scam, and our entire country is made up of scams.
It's true. One thing about Mama, she don't like a scam. That's why she trusts Mint Mobile.
That's why I trust Mint Mobile. With big wireless providers, what you see is never what you get. Somewhere between the store and your first month's bill, the price you thought you were magically getting skyrockets every freaking time. With Mint Mobile, you'll never have to worry about gotchas ever again. When Mint Mobile says $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan, they fucking mean it. Also, $15 a month, I spend more on blunt wraps.
Yeah, I've pissed away so much money with AT&T and I'm done. Now that I found Mint.
Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected charges. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month.
$15 a month.
$15 a month. All plans come on high-speed data and unlimited talks and texts delivered on nation's largest 5G network.
Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all of your existing contacts. Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deal and get 3 months of premium wireless service for just $15 a month.
Okay, guys, so to get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/thisbee. That's mintmobile.com/thisbee. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/thisbee. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speeds slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. And let's get back into the pod, bitch.
Let's do it.
Okay. I kind of want to leave my boyfriend and newborn son and just pay child support. Whoa. Oh, damn, she's 19. 19 female, gave birth to a baby boy in August. Oh my God, she's so young. He's a sweet, amazing little boy. I do love him. Oh no, this is not good. This is not good. Not the I do. When a woman says I do love him, she's out. I just can't help but have these overwhelming feelings of wanting to get away from him. Oh no. I do love him, again, and want him to have a good life, but I never wanted to be a mother. When I found out I was pregnant, my 22-year-old boyfriend and I initially agreed I would have an abortion. He was pro-choice before, but once my appointment came up, he changed his mind. He asked me not to get an abortion and said he really wants this baby. I was reluctant, but chose not to go to the appointment. However, I did schedule another abortion later because I knew in my heart I didn't want a child. Again, my boyfriend begged me not to and said it was wrong. I caved and chose not to, but I regretted it and felt like I made the wrong decision my entire pregnancy. Fast forward to now. All I could do is think about what my life could have been, what it should have been. I wanted to go to college, make new friends, branch out and explore, experience the world. It all got ripped away from me. I am now a stay-at-home mom who does nothing but care for my baby. He is a good baby, to be honest. He's a great baby, actually. I just don't want this. I've never wanted this. I've been diagnosed with PPD and PPA, postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety, I'm assuming, which is expected because I was already depressed and anxious before having a child. All I think about is leaving. I just feel like I'm wrong for wanting to leave. My family loves my son and I think they would look down on me for leaving. Same with my boyfriend's family. Yeah, I think your family would look down on you. I'm scared to talk about this to people in my life. I just want to know, is what I'm feeling wrong? Would it be bad of me to leave and just pay child support to my boyfriend? My boyfriend does know how I feel. I told him this during and after my pregnancy. He thinks I'm being weak. I chose not to breastfeed after 2 weeks of trying. I stopped because it was harming my mental health. He thinks I'm being weak for that too. He said his mom and sister breastfed with no problem. And that millions of other women too, and makes me feel terrible about it. I want to leave. However, I have a hard time actually making the decision to pick up and leave. I feel like a bad person. I'm just so depressed. I'm sitting in the shower, typing this, crying, and wondering why I ever decided to have this baby. Please help. Holy shit. Well, first of all, I think that you shouldn't feel bad about the way you're feeling. There's a bunch of moms out there listening to this podcast and their kids coming up, dry booger in hand, a snack with some dirt in it, smelling like, you know how kids smell like sweaty dog after they smell like sweaty dog. Right now, there's a woman listening to this podcast just getting mommy, 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 mommy to death right now. And she's thinking like, God damn girl, leave and run. I think a lot of moms feel like they don't want to be there, but this is like, I don't know, dude. The whole time this girl was pregnant, she didn't want to be pregnant. She wanted to get abortions, and she kind of pushed to keep this baby by this guy. I hate to say it, but if it was the other way around, nobody in the world would blink an eye if the guy left. Everybody would be like, yeah, he didn't want the baby, and she forced it on him. He doesn't have to be a dad. I kind of feel like this way about this girl. She's 19. She didn't want the baby. She wanted to have an abortion. She said it over and over again. She was not happy. Even after she had the baby, she didn't want it. I think it's better if you don't want a baby. I think it's better to give it away after it's born than to fucking hate it and raise it and have it grow up to be a comedian. We don't need any more comedians. Don't raise the baby. Give it to a nice rich family and let it grow up to be a fucking tech douchebag. More tech, right? More tech, less comedy. I think that's a good idea. I mean, the thing is, if you do leave your baby, it is like, it's a stain you have to carry with you the rest of your life. Like, your family knows you're the lady that left her baby. I know some girls in high school that got pregnant and gave their babies up for adoption. And I mean, I'm not even judging them. Like, I'm the kind of person that's like, if that's what you need to do, do it. And I still, every time I see them, I go, that's the girl that gave her baby up for adoption. Like, it is a thing. It's kind of like becoming an OnlyFans girl. It's like you're trading some sort of reputation for doing this. And if that is worth it to you, then fucking run, girl, and go live your life and enjoy. Move away. Cut your family off if they don't accept it. Never talk to them again. Go live in if you live in America, go live somewhere else. It kind of blows here. Like, it rocks and blows at the same time. So you could probably find somewhere else to live and be happy. But yeah, fucking, I say go do it. Go to school, do your thing, leave the baby. Is that bad advice? I don't know. I feel like leaving a baby is better than resenting a baby its whole life. Like, leave the baby with someone who wants it, and then, yeah, do your thing. I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't have gotten pregnant, but I don't need to tell you that. You know that. Let's see what the people say. How close was I? Okay, first breathe. I say don't breathe. So we're already different. Feeling this way isn't uncommon, even in mothers who want their babies. You are not evil or wrong. You're just 19 years old. Second, you are not trapped. You have choices that range from walking away and paying child support to taking full responsibility for life. You have freedom to make the choice for yourself. Third, she knows all this stuff. First of all, putting it into 3 paragraphs and making it look pretty is not helpful, lady. Who is this? Analogy addict. Yeah. Third, don't make any decisions until you have a chance to talk it over with a therapist and a lawyer. Both, oh yeah, a therapist is a good idea. I should have suggested that before leaving your child. Definitely talk to a professional, not a podcaster. Yeah, talk to a therapist. That's actually great advice. But also make sure it's a good therapist, because I've had some funky ones. Dude, I had this therapist one time. First problem, she was a they. I'm sorry. I'm not being whatever, but if you can't even make up your own mind about your gender, I don't need you giving me advice about my mother, okay? I don't know what else to say. And listen, this bitch, I'm talking shit about my mom, and she hops in and tries to talk shit about my mom. And I said, no, you're out. You're out. She said, yeah, that was kind of a bitchy thing of her to do. Or no, she said, oh yeah, she was being a real bitch for that. And I said, excuse me? They? And I cut her right off. I ghosted her ass. Never saw her again. So yeah, a therapist. I wish I could wrap you in a comfy blanket. Not helpful. Feed you, give you cookies. None helpful. And listen till you've talked it out. My heart goes out to you. Trust yourself to make the best decision. She already did. She doesn't want the baby. Leave her alone. Tell her to go see a therapist and give the baby up. She doesn't want to be there. Dude, there's nothing worse than a mom that doesn't want you. I've seen people, like, my mom is like a narcissist and stuff, but she definitely loves her kids and wants them. Like, there was no lack of getting hugs and stuff from my mom. And I've seen people that grow up with cold mothers, and it fucks you up, dude. If you have a cold mother and you're a good person, shouts out to you. Shouts out to you, because a cold mother... ain't nothing colder, baby. Ain't nothing colder. I was going to say they were bitches, and now I was going to sound like my they therapist. All right, let's do one more. Let's see. Girl asked me how I managed to get my girlfriend. It's messing with my head. Oof. This is from Alternative Law. I know we should care what people think, but sometimes things people say stick in my head. Been there, sweetie. 8 years ago, Keith Carey said a roast joke, and it was, Kim has a body for porn and a face for cheaper porn. And I think about it almost every time I do my makeup. God damn it. Sometimes the other sometimes the words of others will stick with you, dude, every once in a while. I've been with my girlfriend for a year and a half, and I've never thought I was punching above my class. My girlfriend is very pretty, but I don't think I'm unattractive. Oh, this is a guy who didn't realize he was ugly. Sometimes men need this moment. Okay, there is a woman who I think just hates me because I have to meet her at least once a year at big events. First time I met her, she was a maid of honor, and I was best man at a mutual wedding. She said she didn't want to walk down the aisle with me because she's taller than me and it would look weird. I told her it doesn't matter, and she tried to backtrack and said she thought it would be uncomfortable, and that's why she said it. I thought that was quite rude, so I was happy not to see her for 2 years. I saw her yesterday at a party and brought my new to her girlfriend. Within half an hour, she asked me, how did you get your pretty girlfriend? I've never been asked this question before, and I had numerous beautiful girlfriends, but I felt like she is trying to get a rise out of me, so I responded with, God is good, to which she started laughing. Since then, it's been messing with my head. Is my girlfriend out of my league? Am I delusional? I'll tell you right now, this girl wants to fuck you. This is a classic neg, dude. She sees you. She has this weird sort of anger. And I kind of feeling the vibe of this girl. Like, if I can imagine her, she's going to a yearly conference every 2 years. She's always single. She's always picking on this guy for his size. You know what I mean? This is a type A cunt, is what I call it. She's a conference type A cunt. She's got her hair perfectly done. She's got sharp features. She's never late. She's always on time. First to show up, last to leave, never to come. She is fucking got cobwebs in her pussy. She wants you bad, and she can't. This is actually the response of a woman who is attracted to you but doesn't understand why, because you're not usually her type. This is what happens. They start being mean to you like this. She's negging you. She's jealous of your girlfriend, and she's jealous of you, and she wants to be in your relationship. And you don't have to see this bitch this much. You should ask her why every time you see her, she's single. That would hit hard. That would hit hard for me. If I saw a guy and I said, oh, how'd you get your girlfriend? And he went, how come you're always alone? I'd kill myself that night. I'd go off a fucking balcony. So you know what you should do? If it really bothers you, write down a couple one-liners you could use next time she hits you, with a short line, with a girlfriend line, you know. Or you could take the number one advice, which is never take criticism from people you wouldn't go to advice for. That's a good one too. That's better than just being mean to her, which was my advice. My advice is be mean to her and then still don't care what she says. But I guess the more mature answer is the most upvoted. But yeah, dude, she fucking sucks. Oh, this is a really good response. This says, bro, shut the fuck up. No offense. Go to work, eat a steak, fuck your girlfriend, and get off Reddit. That's the best advice. The most embarrassing thing about this whole thing is that this guy's complaining on Reddit. Like, I don't know if you're short or if you're punching up. I do know that you're kind of a pussy. You shouldn't be on Reddit crying. You're a man. Sorry. I know men are allowed to cry, not on Reddit threads. Who cares about this bitch? You got a hot girlfriend. It sounds like you're doing fine. Sounds like you're doing A-okay, dude. Everything's fine. All right, this is the last one I'll do. I made my boyfriend disgusted of touch, and I don't know what to do now. What the hell? Update. Okay. We started having sex a few months ago, and almost every time it happened, I got painful UTIs after. I went to the gyno. We didn't know the cause because I maintained my hygiene. I never thought much about it, and I started taking furosin. Okay, furosin sounds like an intense drug. After the deed, and it did not appear anymore. However, last time I forgot to bring it, and I thought it would be okay, but it wasn't. It was the worst than any time, and I even got a fever. What's going on? A few weeks after my boyfriend admitted that he doesn't want physical attention anymore, and it grosses him out. He said that it started with sex. It was more painful than pleasurable because of the consequences later. It just made him hate sex, but he had to see me suffer after. Then it progressed to hugs, kisses, any type of touch. I'm just so lost. I don't know what to do. I don't know if he's saying the truth. I also gained a lot of weight during those months. He said it doesn't matter to him, but at this point, he points out women from his past on how they gained weight. I don't know how it correlates or if just my insecurity speaking up. I'm confused. We use condoms. He's a clean freak, so it's not hygiene. I pee and wash myself after. That's what I meant by maintaining hygiene. He's not cheating me. He hates cheating, and it grosses him out. Okay, so I'm a little confused. It hurts after sex, and now he's discussed it with you. Okay, I'll tell you right now, if he's bringing up the weight thing and you've gained weight, it's 100% that. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it hurts really bad every time he fucks you and you're gaining weight. And he kind of stopped fucking you, and then maybe you gained weight, and now the whole thing is maybe too much and unattractive. I wish I could see how old you guys are, because this seems like a younger person's problem. Yeah, dude, I hate to say it. I have a feeling it's the weight gain. Maybe this is too honest and too mean, but if he can't fuck you and you're gaining weight, it's probably a double whammy. Maybe he could handle one or the other, but both is probably having him be a little pent up and maybe losing a little attraction. I don't really understand what's going on with you during sex. Seems like maybe he's cheating on you and giving you UTIs. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's disgusted with himself. I don't know. Check his Reddit. Anyways, that's it for the advice. I don't know who I am giving advice. I've made actually some of the worst decisions of my life. So I'm really not the best person to be giving advice over the internet to, but I think that was pretty good advice, dude. The girl, yeah, I'm sorry. If you're screaming after sex every time and just getting bigger, your boyfriend might lose interest. What a shocker. What a shocker. Should we do one more? Let's do one more. I'm thinking about leaving my boyfriend after 3.5 years, even though we are engaged. I am a 22-year-old female with my boyfriend who's 31. We've been together for 3.5 years, and we're supposed to get married in 4 weeks. 4 weeks is so soon, bitch. But I think that I need to break up with him. Yeah, it's 4 weeks away. And he messaged me last night that he thought we should hold off on getting married because he's mad at me. For context, he was mad at me that I wouldn't get him a skin for his game because I wouldn't have money for gas to get to work. Hold on. We have lived together for almost the entire length of our relationship. It's never been smooth. My boyfriend only has had a job once in years, and we've been together, and it was only for a week. He is a diabetic and does have issues from that, and it's gotten worse over the past year. But even before that, he refused to get a job, and it was always because he either didn't feel good enough or didn't want to. They've been together. You guys have been together since you were 18 and a half years old, and he was 28. So I don't know. I didn't understand the whole him getting mad at you because you didn't buy him a a skin for his game. If your man doesn't have a job and he can't afford shit, he shouldn't. First of all, I know what he's talking about. He's talking about Fortnite. He's playing Fortnite. He wants a Fortnite skin. Fortnite is a free game. So already this guy is not smart financially. You don't have to buy skins on Fortnite. You can literally play the game for $0.0. The only reason you'd need to buy skins is to impress little boys, which I feel like that's a whole other issue that you need to be worried about. I'd be like, why do you care about having a fashion show on a game? Just play the fucking game. You don't need the skins. It's very weird. He should have more money than you. He's 10 years older than you, too. And he should have money for a skin. And you guys shouldn't be getting married if you can't afford a Fortnite skin. It's not time to get married unless you're doing a free wedding. Anyways, I became financially responsible for him shortly after we got in a relationship. Bad news. Everything he needed or wanted, I got for him, even if it meant that I couldn't get something for myself. Girl, you need to listen to some sprinkle videos. You need to go put in Sheer 7 and listen to some sprinkle because you are fucking yourself really bad. You are setting a bad tone for this relationship. Everything he needs, and I'm not a gold digger. I'm not. Anybody that's ever dated me knows I'm not a gold digger. I'm not out to meet a man with money, but you have to have your own money and be able to take care of yourself. You have to have enough money where you can comfortably leave me. Am I crazy? You can pack up and you can take your shit and go. I want my man to be able to afford a flight that night if he needs to. I want him to threaten me and open up the airport app and say, I'm leaving. And I know he might be able to. I don't want a man that I go, I'm going to have to put his shit in a trash bag and take him to the bus stop. Like, that is like the worst, dude. You need to get out of there. Okay, I couldn't get it for myself. We lived with a family member of his for 2 years until I got a little further away and finally moved. Well, I ended up always buying stuff for him. Big mistake that it was making it hard for me to afford our rent. Why are you buying him stuff? Every time? No, you can't be paying the whole rent and buying him stuff. Every time I'd buy something for myself in front of him and I'd go, this is what people with jobs do. They get to buy themselves things. You need to gentle parent him at this point. Every time he says he's going to stop asking for things, but he never does. This guy's a fucking dusty mooch, bitch. You need to get out of there. I'm left with nothing. No savings, nothing. He's also very mean to me. He's not even nice. This girl, you need to stand up, bitch. He's constantly saying things like I'm stupid and dumb and I could stand to lose some weight. Whenever I get upset about it, he just says that I can't take a joke and that I'm boring, no fun. If I joke back with him, he gets mad and says I'm a bad person. He refuses to show any form of physical attention like holding hands, kissing, or hugging. I've tried talking to him about my mental health, but he doesn't care. All of this, for some reason, I still feel like I love him, so I feel so stuck in this relationship. I've never lived alone before and can't currently afford a place. I have thought about moving into a room with someone running out where I work. I've literally started fantasizing about being single and finally being in control of my life and being happy. What's the best way to leave? Should I just stay since we've already been together for 3.5 years? Oh my God, don't do it. You're only 22 years old, dude. You've been, your 22 years is a fart of a lifetime. Like, you've done nothing. You've experienced nothing. If you're listening to this right now and you're in a relationship and you fucking hate it, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you are miserable all the time and you're constantly feeling guilty, like you should leave, but you feel like you need to stay, that's really not a way to live. Every single relationship I've ever had before the one I'm currently in, I've felt that way. I've been like, and I would let years go by, dude. I mean, my first serious relationship, I stayed in for almost 4 years when I was 18 because on paper, the guy was perfect. He was really cute. His family had money. He was really nice to me. He loved me so much. And I was like, there's really no reason. And we got along. But something inside was like, don't fucking do it. Your kid's going to come out with 4 eyeballs. Like, something instinctually doesn't want to be with him. And yeah, you got to follow that feeling. Listen, if you're out there and you're in a relationship and you've been wanting to get out, and there's a difference between going through, because my boyfriend annoys the fuck out of me. I love him, but we've been together almost a year now and we fight. We've had fights and he has annoyed me before, but I've never there's no day-to-day basis where I'm like, should I stay or should I go? I've never had that back and forth feeling. maybe during a fight, I'm like, I'm sick of this shit. But then that's it. Like, it's like, I know I want to be with him. If you're going back and forth, you don't want to be with that person, get the fuck out of there. Go pop your pussy where it belongs. Go put your dick in somewhere you feel at home. Go find the home for your dick. Go find the charger for your cock. Put it where you want it. Pop that pussy in another home. Get out there. Pop it. Lock it, drop it, fuck it, suck it, bop, twist. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Let's see if it compared anything in any way to the advice. I feel like I love him. Stuck in this relationship. What's the best way to leave? Best comment: let that loser go pronto. Girl, leave. You're 22 and have years and years ahead of you. Even if you're 40 and listening to this podcast and your husband's a fucking dick and you have 3 kids, I'm telling you, leaving and figuring it out is much better than just living with an asshole. I've lived with an asshole and it just it eats away at you. Leave. This is, if you're listening and this is your sign. If you're waiting for a sign to leave, leave. You will always figure it out, dude. You will always figure it out. Hit up family, hit up friends, find a place to stay, get a new job in a new city, do what you got to do. But nothing is more miserable than living in a place where you don't feel happy. And yeah, I hope everyone finds the love of their life, or some sort of love, or some sort of happiness. And I hope you guys come until the day you die. And I love you guys. And I'm excited for the future episodes. They're going to be in the new studio. Please make sure you share and subscribe this podcast. Thank you guys for sticking with me through this fucking wild journey of moving and leaving the country and not being properly set up. And you guys have been so fucking cool about it. So thank you. You guys can follow me, Kim Congdon, KimCongdon.com for show dates. Oh my gosh, Childless MILF on YouTube. This Bitch podcast with Sarah Weinschenk. I'm going to DC in December. I'm going to Canada in April. Check out for those dates on my website, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.